All right, guys, in this video, we are going to be talking about virtual assistants or hiring people to help you with certain things so you can focus on what's important, like I have beaten into your guys' heads, which is adding additional, well thought out, potentially profitable, exhaustively due diligence done products to your portfolio, right? And the less time you can spend on answering customer service and doing things that aren't particularly value add but are necessary to maintain a legitimate business, the better. And if you can find just one person to help you with things, it makes it so much easier. So we're going to start out by saying, how do you actually add someone to your account? Because never, ever, 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 ever let someone log in to your account with your credentials. Amazon will lock you down, and it's a freaking nightmare dealing with that. So all you have to do is come into settings, user permissions, and add them as a user with the least amount of permissions possible that you need to give them to be able to do their job, right? You don't want them accidentally screwing anything up for you. And so the main thing that I use virtual assistants for, especially at the beginning, is as follows. In messages here, we can see that if we go to all messages, not just response needed, all messages here, you can see we have a ton of just like stuff that people are asking us about. And this is one of our smaller accounts, right? So like normally we'd have a ton of messages here, especially if your email follow-up sequences are set up correctly and optimized and things like that. And so if you've done all of that correctly, you're gonna have, customer inquiries. It's just natural, it's a business, right? Having a virtual assistant that can answer and respond to those appropriately, get people whatever they need and things like that, and then request honest feedback from these people is great, right? You can't say, I'll give you a 50% off coupon if you give me a review, but you can say like, if you're loving the product, like we'd love to hear from you. We're a small business and it helps us out a lot. Getting honest feedback from our customers, what if they on things we can improve, or just telling us that they love our products, right? And you always want to end off with what you want them to do, so it's like the freshest in their mind, which is they love your products. So responding to messages is one thing. The other thing is what I briefly mentioned before, which was actually inside of customer feedback here. I would reach out to all of these people who gave us 5 stars just by coming in here and going to action. By going to order ID, excuse me. And then you can actually contact the buyer right here via Amazon's messaging system and say, hey, you bought our ping pong table, delivered damage, they made it right for us, appreciate their customer service. Perfect, right? Leave a product review talking about how freaking awesome we are. And I would have my virtual assistant, every week reach out to every single person who gave us seller feedback and ask them if if they are happy to consider giving us honest feedback on our product as well. And so that can be a huge difference that a virtual assistant can just do once a week. They can set an alarm, whatever. Finding a virtual assistant is very easy. I use Upwork, right? I come in here and I literally type in virtual assistant. I know it's rocket science, right? But there are some things you want to do. In filters here, I like to do 10K plus, 90% and up, job success, $10 and below. Actually, you can do 1K and up. Otherwise, it's okay. So turn off USA only because virtual assistants are not meant to be USA only. 10K and up, 90% and up, $10 and below, 1,000 plus hours active within the last 2 weeks, right? So this is as qualified as it's possible to be, basically, and there's still friggin' 5,000 choices to choose from, right? $10 an hour, $6 an hour, $6 an hour. All of my virtual assistants, like these people are so freaking smart. Like they're some of my best employees are virtual assistants that I started out paying $2 an hour for, $2 an hour. Then I raised to $3 an hour, and now my general manager, who manages things 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and my night general manager, USA time, which is daytime in the Philippines, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I pay them $6.50 an hour now after over a year of training, right? and like I love them, and I'm gonna buy them iPhone X's or whatever they want for a Christmas bonus because they're freaking awesome and they're super smart and they're so reliable and incredibly trustworthy. And the sooner that you get a virtual assistant that you're paying $2 to $3 an hour for and train, and you know, my main virtual assistants have access to everything. They have access to my ClickFunnels, my PayPal, my bank, my Google, my YouTube, my entire life because I trust and love them and they trust and love me too. And the sooner that you can have people like that, that you're not paying USA wages for, and that you're not, you know, paying into healthcare or whatever you're paying USA employees that you actually have as real employees, like not contractors. You know, the world has changed. You don't need a big expensive office building. You don't need, you know, friggin' employees that you're paying healthcare to, like, to have a successful business, right? I run a multi-million-dollar, soon to be eight-figure business with virtual assistants and one person that works for me inside of the USA who's my mom, right? I mean, I have a videographer now, but it used to be just one person who handles all the payroll and money and stuff. And then I basically have a horde of virtual assistants that help me with all of my Amazon businesses, all of my Shopify businesses, all of my Facebook ads businesses, right? They help me with customer service. They help me with everything. Right? Like I have a bookkeeper who helps me with all of my tax stuff so it's not complicated, right? Like I have a team of people in the USA who file for me, but all of the bookkeeping work, you know, I have somebody who lives in the Philippines who I pay $5 an hour who does a fantastic job. And so I think getting into the mentality, like I think you know, people have this mentality that I can do everything myself. Lose that mentality as soon as possible and you'll be happier, I promise you. The moral of this story and the moral of this video is get virtual assistants as soon as possible to help you with things you don't even realize what they can help you with. They can help you with communicating with suppliers, right? They can help you by getting 3 quotes from the best 3 suppliers and you teach them how to do it once, right? And then they get you the quotes from all the 3 suppliers and then you can just look at a spreadsheet and you can make the decision on who to actually pursue. They can help you with all types of things. The point is, don't be cheap. Don't try to do everything yourself. The sooner you can get a virtual assistant, the better, right? Virtual assistants have completely changed my life, completely freed up my time to the point where I can do things that actually add value to my business, like creating content. You know, and in the case when I was running my Amazon business full time, they freed me up to do things like finding new profitable products, which again, for the millionth time, is how you become financially free and the most successful with Amazon FBA. So that, guys, is how to outsource your customer service, among other things, and teaching you exactly how to find a virtual assistant, giving you a baseline, right, $2 to $4 is more than fair, right? The cost of living is completely different, and virtual assistants have completely changed my life for the better. The sooner you get started with them, the better. So hope you guys enjoyed that one, and let's get to the next.